There are lots of ways to make money besides having a job. This is true today more than ever, with the internet allowing you to extend your reach globally. Most people have never considered the methods outlined here because they don't seem accessible to your average Joe, a problem that stems from our education system. Elementary education was made mandatory for all in Britain in 1880, in the midst of the Second Industrial Revolution. Our education system was designed to turn people into workers, as there was now a great need for this human resource. While education has evolved since then, its fundamental purpose remains the same. If you don't want to be a worker, you won't get much help in formal education. Finance and different ways to earn money are not widely taught. There are millions of dissatisfied workers who want something better, but because they were never exposed to the alternatives, they now find themselves trapped in a job with debt and other responsibilities, and they can't get out. Hopefully this list will inspire you to take the first steps in escaping the rat race, or you're already lucky enough to be in a position to explore these other options. So, here are 11 ways to make money that they didn't teach you at school. A franchise is like a ready-made business. You pay the creator a license fee and they give you the right to run your own instance of the business model and detailed instructions of how to run it. This can be anything from dog walking and children's activity groups to a full-on business like a McDonald's or a Subway. The upfront cost varies depending on how complicated or established the business is, but expect to make an investment. The good news is the returns are usually good as you are using an established system that is already proven. Network marketing, or MLM, provides the blend of a franchise and a job, with much lower risk. Companies that use network marketing to distribute their products offer people an opportunity to grow their own home-based business using a well-defined template like in a franchise. In most cases, the company offers a lot more support to the distributor, but in exchange, takes a big share of the income. There are lots of opportunities out there, from makeup and nutrition to utilities and kitchen products. Find the one that appeals to you the most. You will be recommending the products or services to potential customers, so you need to feel comfortable talking about it. There's usually a small joining fee, but most compensation plans have a very high cap on earnings, which is part of the appeal. There are plenty of people making millions. However, initially, you are likely to make the bulk of your earnings from your own activity, which could be a few £100s a month, depending on how much time you put in. Building a very large income means you have to build a team of other distributors, which you are then paid on. This can be hard work and can take a long time. No doubt, starting your own business is one of the most daunting things you could consider. Even if you assume you have a great idea for a product or service, the terrifying prospect of going into the world of business is enough to put many people off. Statistics are often bandied about, such as 80% of businesses fail within the first 18 months, which does little to encourage people to try it. But a little bit of research can make the whole thing seem less scary than it is. Establishing a limited company or corporation is actually incredibly easy and quick, and, depending on the type of business you create, relatively low risk. Do your research, start slow and manageable, and build over time. Intellectual property means creating material that can then be reused by others for a fee. The simplest example of this is writing music. This doesn't have to be some kind of chart-topping hit. You can write music for backing videos, TV adverts, company jingles and more. You're then paid a royalty fee every time the track is used. This can also be applied to novels and books that are sold, inventions you license to a company for production, etc. The tricky part here is that you have to have the talent for creating the material that others will pay for. You also have to get exposure and build a profile. This is one of the easiest ways to start making money, but that makes it one of the most competitive. Buying property to sell or rent is a very appealing way to earn an income and attracts millions of people each year. Despite needing a fair bit of capital to get started, it is one of the most reliable and safe ways to grow your investment over time. Again, it pays to start small and build your portfolio gradually. Only invest in a property if it ticks all the boxes and makes financial sense. Too many people make bad emotional choices and get stuck with a property that ties up all their cash. If you want to be a property investor, you need to build over time, buying houses for below market value and selling them for profit, all the while benefiting from a great passive income in rent. Another way to invest your cash is in stocks, shares and bonds. These devices can be an incredibly powerful way to build your income over time while receiving dividends as passive income. The stock market is a gargantuan and fickle beast, and you should not be fooled into thinking you can outsmart it. Researching companies, buying and selling, it can be very addictive, but unless you have a well-defined plan, you are just as likely to lose money as gain. A bit of education in this area can teach you a lot, and you can often get better performance by selecting some companies with good potential and a solid financial base, rather than chucking your money into a mutual fund or at a financial advisor. That said, if you don't want all that hassle and you just want long-term gain, you can invest in one of the big indices such as the FTSE or the S&P 500. These instruments have a very high chance of increasing your investment over 10 to 20 years. Gambling might be an odd choice to make this list, but there are people who are making a living out of it. Best of all, money made from gambling is tax-free in the UK. Whether you fancy yourself as an elite poker player, or you have devised a great system for horse racing or football, ensure you manage your risk and don't get sucked into making emotional decisions. Practice on low stakes until you feel confident, and always remember you can easily lose everything. The odds are stacked against you. Trading is related to stocks, shares, indices and forex, but in most cases you don't actually own the instrument you are trading on. CFDs, or contracts for difference, binary options and futures are all different methods of trading, and there's plenty of information out there to teach you how to do it. Don't underestimate how hard it can be to make money doing this. Only a few people will manage it. Beware of seminars and paid for online courses that promise to teach you the winning formula. The best way to get good is to create or modify a system that suits you and practice using a practice account until you are sure you have worked out how to make consistent returns. There is no doubt that trading can make you a lot of money, but you can just as easily lose it. Drop shipping is a great modern idea that allows designers and manufacturers to link up with minimal effort. If you have an idea for a design for a product, you can create a website with a store and sell it. Each customer order that goes through your site gets sent directly to the manufacturer or the wholesaler, who process it and ship it to the customer. This makes it incredibly easy for people to reach a global customer base without having to worry about processing orders and managing stock. The rise in smartphones has created an immense market in mobile apps. Thousands of developers release new apps and games every day. It is a very saturated market and highly competitive, but if you have a good idea or can do something better than someone else, you could be the next big thing. Making money from apps is incredibly lucrative, and one successful app could set you up for life. If you don't know how, you can learn to code by signing up for free online courses and watching tutorials, just like learning a language. App development can also be perfected as a hobby alongside your job, making it a very low-risk endeavour. The internet and social media has made it easier than ever to express yourself and create content for your target audience. Bloggers, vloggers, YouTubers, thousands of people are talking, reviewing, discussing, teaching and entertaining online. Again, it can be hard to build up your audience, but once you have regular subscribers, you can start to make money through ads, endorsements, sponsorship and cross-selling other products. There are numerous success stories of people making a good living out of this, and it's very quick and easy to get started. Make sure your content stands out from the crowd and be careful to appeal to a specific target group. So that's our list. Did we miss any out? If so, leave a comment below and we might include it in a future video. As usual, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.